Hello, welcome in the new video with the new point. Rebellion in the countryside. In the earlier video, we have discussed about the rebellion in the towns, the non-cooperation movement in the towns, the development and slowing down of the non-cooperation movement in the towns we have seen in the earlier video. Now we will see the rebellion in the countryside. From the cities, the non-cooperation movement spread to the countryside. In earlier years, it was limited to the cities, but afterward it spread to the countryside. It drew into the fold the struggle of peasant and tribal, which were developing in different parts of India in the years after war. The peasants and tribal people also involved in the non-cooperation movement to the different places. So it developed in the different parts of the India, the peasants and tribal region. We will see with the cases, some cases here, how the non-cooperation worked in the countryside. The case of Awadh here. In Awadh, the peasants were led by the Baba Ramchandra. The Baba Ramchandra was leader in the Awadh region of the non-cooperation movement. The movement was here. First to see who was the Baba Ramchandra. Understand him. The Baba Ramchandra was a sannyasi who had earlier been to Fiji as an indentured laborer, indentured contract laborer. The movement here was against of talukadars and landlords who demanded from peasants exorbitantly high rents and a variety of other seizures. In the Awadh region, the movement was against of talukadars and landlords because these talukadars and landlords were demanding excessive taxes from the peasant. That is why here the movement was against of the talukadars and landlords. It was not against of the foreign goods, boycotting foreign institutions. Why the movement was involved by the peasant and why it was against of the landlords or the talukadars, we will see. Peasants had to do begar and work at landlords' farm without any payment. The begar system was followed there. The begar, last year we have discussed in the political science. The begar means labor that villagers were forced to contribute without any payment. Without any payment, the people were forced to do. This was the system. That is why these people went against of the talukadars and the landlords. As tenants, they had no security of tenure. Some farmers, some laborers were working on the tenants, but they also were not having any security. The owner of the farm anytime were evicting them. This was also threat in the mind of the farm of laborers. That is why they were against of the landlords. The peasant movement demanded reduction of revenues. What was the demand of the peasant movement? See here, the reduction of revenue, abolition of begar system, and social boycott of oppressive landlords. These were the demands. For this demand, these people involved being active in the through the different activities. In many places, Nai-Dhobi bunds were organized by panchayats to deprive landlords of the services of even barbers and washermen. In June 1920, Jawaharlal Nehru began going around the villages in Awadh. In the period of 1920 June, Jawaharlal Nehru visited in the many places of the Awadh, talking to the villagers and trying to understand their grievances. He was trying to talk with the villagers and want to understand the grievances, the problems of the villagers. By October, the Audh Kisan Sabha was set up headed by Jawaharlal Nehru and Baba Ramchandra and a few others. In this period, Jawaharlal Nehru was visited in many places and by October, the Audh Sabha was set up. He and other people, with the help of other people, the Audh Kisan Sabha was set up which was headed by Jawaharlal Nehru. The chairperson of the Out Sabha was Jawaharlal Nehru, Baba Ramchandra, the leader earlier we have discussed, and some other people. So here in this way, the people organized by the Jawaharlal Nehru. Within a month, over 300 branches of the Out Kisan Sabha had been set up in the villages around the region. In the region, within 1 month, 300 branches were set up. So the gathering or unity of Kisans or the peasants came here through the Out Kisan Sabha and its 300 branches. So when the non-corruption movement began the following years, the efforts of the Congress was to integrate the Awadh peasant struggle into the wider struggle. In this way, the struggle became wider. The peasant movement, however, developed in forms that the Congress leaders was unhappy with. The peasant movement taken the different actions, that is why the Congress leaders were unhappy. As the movement spread in 1921, when the movement is spreading, the houses of talukadars and the merchants were looted or the attacked. Bazaars were looted and grain hoods were taken over. That is why the leaders of the Congress were unhappy. In many places, local leaders told peasants that Gandhiji had declared that no taxes were to be paid and land was to be redistributed among the poor. Because everyone don't know who was the Gandhiji and the values, the principles of the Gandhiji. The different people interpreted the meaning differently of the Gandhiji's principles. So some local leaders of this peasant declared there that Gandhiji had declared that no taxes were to be paid. Gandhiji said here no taxes were to be paid and land is going to distribute among the poor. The name of Mahatma Gandhi was being invoked to sanction. The name is taken of the Mahatma Gandhi as it is the sanction of the all actions and the all aspirations. The Gandhiji became here very important part, and with the name of Gandhiji, people were thinking this is the final sanction of the all actions. Here we have seen in the civilized region how the people, how the peasants reacted to the non-cooperation movement. Now we'll move toward the next part. In the tribal region, how the non-cooperation movement or the meaning of Swaraj had been taken. Tribal peasant. Now we'll see how the tribal peasant involved in the non-cooperation movement, how these people interpreted the messages of Mahatma Gandhi. Tribal peasant interpreted the message of Mahatma Gandhi and the idea of Swaraj in yet another way. The way these people taken the meaning of Mahatma Gandhi's message very differently. In the Goddam hills of Andhra Pradesh, we have seen in the earlier part the case of Awadh. In that way, here we are going to see one case of the tribal region also. It was happening in all tribal regions. Goddam hills of Andhra Pradesh, for instance, a militant guerrilla movement spread in the early 1920s. The militant guerrilla movement, guerrilla tactic, the guerrilla tactic was used here in the early 20 against of the British. Here the British were here because British brought different forest laws, and because of the forest laws these people were suffering. The same we have studied in the class 9th. So it is not needing to more explanation. You can refer that knowledge. You can connect that knowledge here. Not a form of struggle that the Congress could approve. The guerrilla tactics also were not accepted or approved by the Congress. But also here it followed. Here, as in another forest region, The colonial government had closed large forest areas, preventing people from entering the forest to graze their cattle or to collect fuel wood and fruits. The government were forced here. We have seen this part in the earlier part. Through the forest laws, the people were prevented to enter in the forest. Large part of the forest were closed. People were not allowed to graze their cattle or collect fuel wood and the fruits from the forest. That is why these people enraged. This enraged the hill peoples. Enraged became angry. The people became angry due to these laws, due to these restrictions. Not only were their livelihood affected, but they felt that their traditional rights were being denied. The tribal people felt here it is just not our livelihood affecting due to these laws, but our traditional rights are also denied. This is our forest, mother forest. How could one restrict us to enter in it? So traditional rights also denied. This was the feeling of the tribal peasant. This is the feeling of the tribal, how the government is making oppressively denying them to enter from their own land. So these people getting angry. These people started to revolt. The government began to forcing them. The government is not stopped to restrict them, but the government started to force them to contribute to beggar in the road building. If these people want to enter in the forest, they have to do beggar for the government. They have to help to cut the forest or to build the road. This was forced by the government. This thing made tribal peasant angry, and this tribal peasant revolted against the government. The person who led here, the person who came to lead them was an interesting figure, that is the Alluri Sitaram Raj. Like Birsa Munda, in class 8 you have studied about the Birsa Munda. The Alluri Sitaram Raju was also in the same way, the same case, just the different person. In the Andhra Pradesh, the movement is led by the Alluri Sitaram Raju. How the Sitaram Raju will see here. The Alluri Sitaram Raju claimed that he had a variety of special powers. He could make correct astrological predictions and heal people, and he could survive even bullet shot. Captivated by Raju, captivated by the he created the interest among the people. Captivated by Raju, the rebel proclaimed that he was an incarnation of God. The people said he is the incarnation, avatar of the God. Raju talked of the greatness of Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji, he was speaking. The Raju was saying to the people about the Mahatma Gandhi's greatness. He said he was inspired by the non-cooperation movement and persuaded people to wear khadi and give up drinking. He persuaded people to wear the khadi and give up drinking. He was also inspired by the Gandhiji's principle. But at the same time, he asserted that India could be liberated only by the use of force, not non-violence. He was believing that India could be get liberated independence with the use of force, not by the non-violence. So partially he was agree with the Mahatma Gandhi's principle and partially he was against of it. The Goddam rebel attacked police stations, attempted to kill British officials and carried on guerrilla warfare for achieving Swaraj. To achieve Swaraj liberalization, these rebellions of the Goddam attacked on the police stations attempted, they tried to kill the British officers and carried the guerrilla warfare further on. But Raju was captured by the government. Raju captured and executed in 1924. In this way, the tribals peasant also involved in the non-cooperation movement. Maybe the meaning of non-cooperation movement was different. The meaning of Swaraj was different for them. But everyone differently was trying to get liberalized from the oppressive powers. In this video, we have seen the movement in the countryside, the rebellion in the countryside. In the next video, we will see now the meaning of Swaraj in the plantation by the planters. What is it? In the next video, we will see.